Hello, it's Paul here again with another video blog. I've downloaded two, or uploaded, or whatever the terminology is, of my video blogs, rants, whatever you want to call them, to YouTube, and it's up to you whether you watch them, of course, but of course it would be great if you do, and great to get your comments if you enjoy them, or hate me, or want to make any more comments about the content of what I say, or the look of the blogs. How could I improve them, or how could I even stop doing them? But now, I must admit, now I've started, it's going to be very hard to get me to stop. It's giving me an enormous amount of satisfaction, actually, putting myself on YouTube. So, bad luck if you don't like it, and click off onto something else. So, in the meantime, I'm going to carry on ranting. This is quite a short one, I think, but who knows where it's going to go. This one's about people stopping in front of you when you're walking along a busy pavement. Why is it that when you're walking along a busy pavement like Oxford Street, or through the City of London, or any other pavement that's crowded with people, mostly all moving in one direction, it has to be said, and I think walking across London Bridge is a good example of a busy street where everyone is striding purposefully, God knows why, because they're on their way to work, but they're striding purposefully towards their destination, and you know, sometimes one person will just take it upon themselves to stop. Normally right in front of me, I have to say. And it can be the most intensely frustrating thing that someone just suddenly stops. And it's almost like a pile-up on the motorway. It just causes a delay, it causes you to have to stop suddenly and almost bump into them, and there's just absolutely no need for it. Why can't people just be more considerate when they're thinking about stopping in the middle of a busy pavement? It really does drive me absolutely mad. The same thing will happen on escalators. You'll be trying to get down an escalator or up an escalator, and someone will stand directly in front of you on the side of the escalator where you're supposed to be moving. They'll just stand there, stock still. And I just can't understand why someone would be so utterly fucking stupid. It's ridiculous. It's the most frustrating behaviour in the world. Please stop it, everyone that does that. And whilst I'm on the subject of people getting in the way of others, I want to talk quickly about cyclists, and I'm sure I'll come on to cyclists more in the future in these rants, these video blogs, because cyclists, quite honestly, are the fucking bane of my life. They are the most dangerous road users known to man, particularly in central London. I ride a motorbike, and hey, you know, you might like to say, well, middle-age, whatever, driving a motorbike. God, what's the matter with you? Bloke of your age should know better than taking your life into your hands riding a motorbike into central London. Well, you know, I do. I took up motorcycle riding about 3 or 4 years ago, and I have to say it's caused me and given me an enormous amount of pleasure, as well as caused me an enormous amount of frustration and pain, because of these bloody cyclists. They think they own the fucking roads, these lycra-clad, non-helmet wearing in many cases, idiots who zoom along silently at about 35 miles an hour with no insurance whatsoever, causing accidents, causing people to stop suddenly. And then what most annoys me, and I'm sure we'll come back to this, as I say in a future blog, is the way that they sit in front of you at the traffic lights. They can see that I'm sitting on a 600cc motorcycle that can take off pretty quickly, not as quick as some of the racy things, but, you know, pretty quickly nonetheless. They can hear the engine roaring, and they still sit in front of you, balancing. That's the most annoying thing, when they can't even be asked to put their feet down, so they balance their bikes by wobbling around, wearing their bloody lycra shorts, all sweaty and nasty, sipping from that fucking, what do you call it, rucksack on their back with water in it. I can't remember what they're called, but I'm sure I'll remember. camel's back or camel's hump or something ludicrous like that, sitting there sipping on that like a baby sucking on a dummy, and then they zoom off in front of you expecting to zoom off quicker than you. Well, of course they can't. And so these bloody cyclists just get in my way all the time, and the number of accidents that I've nearly been involved with because of cyclists I can hardly start to tell you. Also, as a pedestrian, cyclists get in the way. You'll be standing by a curb, and I've noticed this disturbing trend for these aggressive cyclists. These mainly men in their 20s and 30s, all skinny and sweaty and nasty in their lycra clothing, zooming along silently so you can't even hear them coming, and if you stand even near to the curb, they even blow a whistle or shout at you as if you, a pedestrian, are inferior to them, the cyclists. And as I say, they've got no insurance whatsoever, so if they cause an accident, there's absolutely no thing you can do about it. Nothing, no thing. Why, I can't even talk today. No thing you can do about it because they're not insured. So if they knock me off my motorbike or cause me to swerve and fall off my bike, I'm the fucking sucker who ends up having to pay off their insurance money, and it's just not good enough. So I think there's a couple of things I'd like to say here. Cyclists, please be considerate. Don't think that you own the roads, and please, the cyclists' organisations ought to organise for insurance for these people so that they can ride the roads, be as dangerous as they like, but at least, you know, there's some recourse and some action you can take if they cause an accident. So, people who stop in front of me while you're walking along, please don't, or I think I'll kick you next time. And cyclists, please don't think you own the roads, because you don't. Rant over. See you soon.